Okay, welcome everyone. There might be some volatility on the chart as currently it is 1:30. Oops, I forgot to remove my Halloween stuff. Welcome, good to have you here. There might be some volatility on the chart as we currently have the news over here. NFP, unemployment rate, and then later ISM manufacturing PMI. I don't know what this is, but it's high impact news and it might increase the volatility on the chart. So please trade safe. Hopefully you are having a good day. What we're going to do in today's live stream, everyone, is we're going to do some Elliott waves on the weekly, the daily, and the 1 hour time frame. And interestingly, the 1 hour time frame is actually your most important time frame at the moment. And after that, we do chatting and Q&A. Hopefully, you have a good Friday, final day before the weekend. I like to inform you that I have family visiting as we speak. They arrived last night. My brother and his girlfriend are here because his girlfriend, myself, and my wife are running half a marathon in Nice on Sunday. So they are over. They're currently in the city with my wife. They know I wanted to be live today. So they are currently shopping. And I am live streaming, and then later we go to Monaco and all that good stuff. So I have family over. So tonight won't be an update because after the stream we go to Monaco. And then, of course, Saturday, Sunday is always random. But this time on Sunday, there probably won't be an altcoin stream. First of all, I have family over. Second, gonna run half a marathon that day. So the altcoin stream will likely move to the middle of next week. We've done that more often. Sometimes when I do have a busy weekend, we just move the alt stream to somewhere in the middle of next week. So we can just, we just replace it. I'll write a post about it as well. But just so your expectations are met, the content is a little bit different just because of having family over and running the marathon on Sunday. That being said, welcome everyone. Dawa, as you wrote your message here in the chat early on during the countdown of the live stream, I knew that the live stream is working compared to yesterday, where somehow we had two live streams up and running, and one had the quote-unquote normal chat, and the other had an incredibly scam heavy chat, and that was the only one I saw, of course. So I had to remove that stream as a VOD. It was very short as well. But I'm happy everything works today. Dawa, welcome. Eric, good to have you here. Eric, Dongyo, and La Flamme. Jeroen, what's up? How are you doing? Hopefully your studies are going well. Lowry, let's go visit 80K. Maybe, no. Maybe. John Button, Brahim, welcome. Trading Queen, how are you doing? How's the husband? Thunderin, what's up? Bert, Von, Ian, Ray, Tabada, welcome. Good evening from the Philippines. Good to have you here, Tabada. What's up? Tawangat, Madi, welcome. So, yeah, as mentioned, we're going to do the weekly, daily, and the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, that's it. And then we're going to go into chatting Q&A. I will be online for about an hour because we have to go to Monaco later and we have dinner there as well and stuff. So we do have a bit of an agenda. And then later my wife, my brother and his girlfriend, they come back from the city center. We get ready and we move. So about like in an hour and a little bit, I got to go. News dropped indeed. So make sure you trade safe, right? Because we do have some high impact news. What is quite interesting actually is I noticed for the first time today is that this red timer has a countdown. I actually think it's updated, but when I was having the countdown of my live stream, like the 5-minute countdown pretty much, this red like 1:30 p.m. number was counting down as well. So 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. That's nice. Even if you have it on, like, if you have the wrong time zone, at least you know it's now. So yeah, we do have some news here. So make sure you trade safe. Can increase the volatility. Can be wiki. Can be interesting price action. And that is what we're going to cover in this hour, which is also partly the reason I am live. So you can expect live streams to start more often now at 1:30 because of the the switch here in Europe, or at least in France and also the Netherlands, but where I live now in France, we went to winter time last week. So, it's like 1 hour earlier, quote unquote, or later. It depends how you see it. But usually I would go live at 2:30 because the news was at 2:30. But now, because of the change in time, UTC +2 to UTC +1, news is now 1:30. So, happens. Here it's still 2:30 though. Whatever. We'll see. But 1:30, 2:30, that's always the live stream time anyway. So, Rosie, welcome. Draco. Should we post a short an hour later? Yes, because I'm still live on YouTube at 2. Yes, please, Jeroen. You can drop it at 3. Yes, please. Yes, please. And talking about so there's going to be a short. I like to tell you guys. So just shortly before we go into the analysis. As we are, as the channel grows, and of course, time is of the essence, and I can't always spend time everywhere. We are in touch with an editor. He's on a trial week now, and he made his first ever short, which is going to be launched at 3 p.m. As Jeroen is going to change it from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central European time. Let me know, please, what you think. I gotta say that I am very impressed. His name is Lachlan. He has the Koens Team Discord role already. I will introduce him more formally once we, take him on. That's the plan. Once we take him home after the week. But he wanted to have a test week. Why? He started with all the editing related things since February this year. So I am his first, client. He is a freelancer, and we're looking for an editor to do the shorts and do some more long form content like videos, but then videos where it's not analysis, but I talk about other stuff that is trading related. And he made his first short. So very exciting for us, but also for him. And I will formally introduce him at a later stage, but he's an amazing person, great guy from Australia and from Melbourne, and very, very good in what he does. And he learned everything since February, so I'm very impressed and happy to take him on as then the 1 week trial will end. So really cool. So welcome QZ World, Andrew, Draco. So let me know what you think. 3 p.m. the short will be online, and someone will post it in the Koens content section. Not me, because I'll probably be out and about with the family. But I will make sure to check your comments, because I get the comments on my watch and on my phone. Okay. Let's start the analysis. Again, please trade safe, right? We do have news, high impact news. So trade safe, volatility might kick in. We're going to start on the, shortly cover the weekly, actually, just as a summary. And then we go to the lower time frame. So first of all, weekly, daily, and the 1 hour. That's what we're going to do. 1 hour is actually most important. But weekly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is quite simply currently what we're looking for. This is the primary, with the alternative being a double 1-2, which is the more bullish scenario. So 1-2, 1-2, 3, and then 4-5, 4-5. Much higher prices expected compared to the more conservative bullish scenario. At the moment, the primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and depending on the move towards the upside, we know if we're looking for the double 1-2 or ending a bull market in 5. Target for 5, 80k to 130k, right? And the target for a double 1-2 and then a bigger 3, it's much higher. You want to easily move through the 80 to 130k area in that case. Of course, there is a weekly bearish scenario, not the highest probability, but in this case, you would be looking for a WX and another flat in a wave Y. Then we move, and actually, side note, talking about the flat, even in a wave 4, you can have a flat as well. The moment you take out all-time high, your bearish scenario is going to be the flat, and your bullish scenario is going to be the multi 1-2 or the potential of a diagonal, but we'll talk about that. Right? So, daily stuff. Let's go to the daily. So in other words, still, the probabilities on a weekly time frame are higher to sooner or later take out all-time high. I realized on the CME we did take all-time high, but on my chart, Coinbase index chart, and some other charts, we have not taken the all-time high. So for me, it's not yet been taken. And then we have the bullish scenarios on the daily. So your most bullish scenario is a multi 1-2. Let me go to the 4-hour here. Right, so you have your 1-2, 1-2, and then your most recent wave 1 to the upside, wave 2 to the downside. Wave 2, however, has to be a 3-wave corrective structure. Wave 2 cannot be a 5-wave impulse, or at least a 5-wave structure. If this turns out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you look for a correction and another move down. At the moment, though, we have a 3-wave structure here to the downside. Common target for 2, 69.4, 67.1. 886 is a rare target for 266.3k. Invalidation, taking out the low here at 65.5k. And this is why the 1-hour time frame is so important, as currently this structure can both be counted still as an impulse. In a 1, 2, 3, you look for 4 and a wave 5, with the other scenario being, of course, an ABC to the downside, which is a 3-wave structure. How do you distinguish both? We'll get to that in a second, right? We'll get to that in a second. Now, then we have another scenario, which I suppose is, like your only really alternative for the bulls, which kind of like brings you to a diagonal. So then I don't really. Multi 1-2s have a higher probabilities than a diagonal, but you're gonna at least consider it. I don't think I have it in my folder, but what you're gonna look for in that case is, one second here. Right, so you have your 1, 2, you have a very long 3, 4, and a wave 5. Right, so this is a very big diagonal. Now, in the Elliott wave rules, a wave 3 can be longer than a wave 1. It is not an invalidation. Right, so here you then have a 3-wave in 1, a 3-wave in 2, 3 waves in 3. You look for a bigger 3-wave in 4 and another 5. Mind you that a wave 1 and a wave 4 most commonly overlap as well. So preferably your wave 4 moves below this red line if you're looking for a diagonal that starts at 49k. Right? And if we then also put a channel on the chart just to make sure that, when is it going to be an expanding diagonal, right? So you take a channel from end of 1, end of 3, end of 2. Let me make it white here, and without the middle. So basically, this channel is contracting unless you hit the lower trend line. So if price would come down for wave 4, then this triangle structure is your target area for wave 4, right? As long as you don't hit this lower trend line, we're talking about a contracting diagonal. There are, of course, some other things you can look for, right? A wave 4 is not allowed to be bigger than 2 and some other stuff, but at the moment, the trend line is the easiest. So as long as that doesn't happen, you're actually still looking for a contracting diagonal, not an expanding diagonal. For an expanding diagonal, you expect a deeper retracement, but that is very rare. Right? Expanding diagonal is very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. But in a bigger contracting diagonal, you are looking for a deeper retracement to the downside to then take out preferably this high of your 1 at 65k, and then you look for wave 5 up. Now, mind you that this diagonal can be a potential wave 5 ending diagonal on a weekly. Right, that's bearish. But by all means, we still expect higher prices nonetheless. And currently, the bullish scenarios here do have a higher probability, the multi 1-2, with then the alternative here being the diagonal, which depends on a 1-hour time frame. So these are the two bullish scenarios here locally on the 1 hour. And your bearish scenario is the bigger flat, as I explained earlier on the weekly time frame. Now, if you're looking for the flat, then you need 3-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C, which means that whenever you retrace, right, eventually you go down, it needs to be an impulsive structure, because a wave C is always an impulse, never a corrective structure. unless it's an ending diagonal, but impulse is more common. So you're always going to be looking for an impulse first. Besides, in an ending diagonal, all of the waves are zigzag family structures, and a zigzag starts with an impulse anyway, so you always need an impulse. Now, the most common target, however, for a flat is this blue box here, for an expanding flat, 77 till 83. And then the target for A or for C is to take the lows of your A. This is the bearish scenario, lower probability scenario, but you still need to be prepared. So yeah, on the daily time frame, the multi 1-2 here, most bullish scenario. And in this case, of course, you don't want to see this low broken and eventually price moving to the upside very impulsively, because you're going to be looking for a big wave 3, right? Multi 1-2, and then you get a 3, and then 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? While the alternative remains some form of a diagonal where you have a deeper retracement to the downside. You preferably, I'm actually going to keep the channel on the chart, you preferably do not hit, as mentioned, the lower trend line, right? And then this area, let's see, yeah, this area here, whoop, this is your target for your wave 4. I'm actually gonna put that on the chart like ups, like this, color code it. Make it a bit more obvious. Oh, 1 second. Just making sure that it looks good. That is your target area for your 4. There you go. Right. Okay. If there's any questions, make sure to let me know. Now, the 1 hour time frame honestly is most interesting. So in pretty much all of those cases, even in a bearish scenario being a flat, your most common target for a flat is taking the all-time high, because your B target starts at 77K. So the probabilities remain higher. Whatever happens really locally, you're still looking for price to move up. It's like a matter of time, basically. And on the 1 hour time frame, we have 2 scenarios, right? Your bearish scenario would be an impulse to the downside where you have your 1, 2, and then you look for your wave 3 to the downside, eventually a 4 and a 5. Now, in this case, let me clean this up just shortly. Your invalidation for wave 4 is the 0.618 taken from the high to the low. The 0.618 at 71.3K. Invalidation for a wave 4, if hit, probabilities are higher. This is a 3-wave structure, which increases probabilities to take the all-time high. Unrelated to what comes after, right? The most bearish scenario then becomes a double 1-2, where you have a 1-2, 1-2 down. But a second wave 1, let me show you, right? So your more bearish scenario would be a double 1-2. If you hit the 618 at 71.3, the most bearish becomes 1-2, 1-2 down. However, a double 1-2 where your second wave 1 is so much longer than your first wave 1 in both time and price and volume is not very common. It wouldn't be your first pick if you think about Elliott waves and the theory and the probabilities. So the probabilities would be higher to then look for a 3-wave structure, right? Where you look for price to take the high, with your alternative being a 1-2, 1-2 down. Now, mind you that an ABC to the downside, right? If you do hit 71.3K, an ABC down, zigzag, can also only be the first structure of a bigger 3-waver, right? So even though probabilities are higher to take out the high, you can still have a double zigzag, a WXY. It doesn't mean you go up in a straight line. Of course, it's possible, you never know, but that depends on the local structure to the upside, which we will analyze as we get more and more information of the move that you then get towards the upside, right? So we have levels to keep in mind. Double zigzag, invalidation. It's not an invalidation, but what significantly, not at all by the way, what significantly lowers probabilities for a double zigzag if its price would move up to 72.1K. So those are two interesting levels, right? And a zigzag down, of course, you can also think about a sideways, WXY, a flat, and even a triangle, right? Usually it's better to start with simple structures first, which is a zigzag or a flat, with the potential of double zigzags and WXY sideways combos. So that is something to look out for. So this level is, of course, let's see, ABC. I just want to take from the high to the low, 0.618, 71.3K, right? Important level on the chart. If hit, increases probabilities to take out the high. That's going to be a directional bias. Of course, there's the potential for bigger corrective structures, but you're still then looking first, your primary is going to be corrective move down, right? Even if you do get a double zigzag, you're looking for a corrective move down and then continuation up to take out the high, with your alternative then becoming a 1-2-1-2 towards the downside, which is most bearish, and then you're going to be looking for much lower prices. That would be something you like to see in the daily bearish flat scenario, actually, where you then look for much lower. But that doesn't have the highest probability at the moment. So yeah, right. So this is something to look out for. Now, if price is going to create a bit of a range here in a blue 4 and moves down in a blue 5, right, without touching the 618. After this 5-wave structure, you're looking for a three-wave retracement and another move down to take the low of your 5. Okay? And then you will label this structure as the potential for an A, B, C, that's bullish. Alternatively, 1, 2, 3, which is bearish. Now, what do we do? If you do get a 5-wave structure here in an A or 1, you will eventually take a fib from the end of B2 to wherever C3 is going, and you toggle on the 618 again. Plays an important role, the 618 there in Elliott waves. So yeah, that is what we're looking for. So on the weekly time frame, right, we're bullish scenarios. I mean, since the beginning of this range, really, which almost is the beginning of this year, because we've been stuck in this range since March. The probabilities have been higher for price to continue. Still looking for price to move up, take out all-time high, either looking for 5 or double 1, 2, 3. Primary, better conservative, looking for 5 based on the price action locally. If we move up on increasing volume and we only get very short ranges, we're going to be looking for continuation to the upside. So that is the difference that we will be looking for. And then we have on the daily time frame as a summary, probabilities also higher for the bulls. So here we then have the multi 1-2. This is your target for 2 in validation 65.5. In this scenario, you want a corrective structure to the downside. If this becomes a 5, you need to look for a bigger ABC, okay? Your wave 2, so that's why the 1 hour is so important at the moment. Your wave 2 here in this scenario has to be a corrective structure, which of course, preferably, it would be nice to have an ABC because you already hit the 05. If this turns into an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitting the golden pocket, correction 786 is going to be the target for your 2 and then continue. Quite deep, but still perfectly fine. So yeah, the 1 hour is important. Invalidation is of course very, very clear. And then you have alternatively, you of course continue to have the diagonal where the target for your wave 4 in a diagonal, right, is going to be this box. The moment price hits the lower trend line, you have to think about expanding diagonals, and an expanding diagonal is very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. So preferably you're looking for a contracting diagonal. And this can lead to a deeper retracement even below 65. But at the moment we are at 70, keeping an eye on the 1 hour time frame. And on the 1 hour, we're looking for an impulse down. Right, this is your bearish option, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then retracement continuation. Sorry, a bit more clean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, retracement, and then another move down. invalidation 71.3k. That's an important level, right? Creates clarity. And then your bullish scenarios are A, B, C, and then you want to hit the 0.618 at 71.3k. If we look at areas of support and resistance, then we currently have over here, quite like on the 4-hour time frame, it's an order block. Maybe even higher or not. No, on the 4-hour. Yeah, so you have this, the red candle here before you started moving to the upside, creating an order block plus quite simply a support resistance area on the chart, acting as a bit of support. Below this though, weekly naked point of control and the daily. So there's not a lot going on really. But yeah, this is currently what's happening from an Elliott wave point of view on the chart. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to answer them. So we still have enough time for chatting and Q&A. So let's see what price does. Again, trade safe, please, because we do have some news. Friday, November 1st. Happy November. Hopefully your Halloween was good as well. There were some kids trick-and-treating here as well. I would have loved to join them if I could, but 1:30 p.m. and 3 p.m. Now, I won't be live anymore at 3 p.m., but just, you know, there is volatility, so please take care of your positions, new or existing, right? And that's that. Very nice. From a CVD point of view, I mean, we had bullish CVDs at the low. These have played out, invalidating the little bearish CVD you had here. As price was moving down, we had some more bearish CVDs, but now we have the low here. Let me actually check volume. Yeah, so the highest volume was in the initial drop, right? And then this is where you start to create a bit more of a down range, and then the final move. You can see volume is declining, which is also something you like to see to finish a wave 3 or a wave C as well. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. We know the levels, we know the scenarios, we know the probabilities, and yeah, that's that. Trading Queen, yo, give my thanks to you and also to Gustav. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Appreciated, Trading Queen. Also already a member for between 3 and 6 months. Actually, quite a while already. Thank you. Very kind. So the people that got gifted, where was it? Oh, here. Jesse Geluk, Serge, Boulan Tandogan, Jay Violet, and Hanu Nel. Make sure, thank you Jeroen, to fill in this form. Just select gifted bronze, and we will bump you up to silver, which is like the short-term updates that I do in between videos. And in the morning I give like a summary of like in text with screenshots of what I'm looking for, and you know, it's basically a lot more written content, not just video, plus what's happening in between videos as well. If I see CVDs or if I see new scenarios or ideas or whatever, you know, I'll post it there first. So yo, cheers, Trading Queen. Thanks for supporting the channel, and also thanks for doing it in such a way that it benefits the community, right? So they can now at least experience silver for the month. Thanks, Trading Queen. We started analyzing. When did we start the analysis? Wait, maybe a band-aid. Oh, I completely missed this. Guys, CDMs, welcome back. I mean, you know how it works. Make sure to fill in the form as well. Yo, maybe a band-aid. Thanks, man. Hopefully you're doing good in your trading and your studies. How are your studies going? Maybe a band-aid start at university. Let me have a look. I think so. We must have started here around this time, which is like around 1:40, which is 20 minutes ago. And 20 minutes ago in the live stream was 15 minutes. So I guess we started like 15 minutes into the stream with the analysis. There we go. And then we pin this quick. Wait, 24 minutes? Really? I think we're good, right? It should be, because based on time, we were before you gifted. I started the analysis, which is 1:40 p.m., which is 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I think we're about right. Let me quickly see what happened here. We answered this. Hey Koens is the 886, right? 886 at 65k still valid. You can see it good at the 4 hour. Is the probability still high that we take that low? Now the 886 there is not relevant for the reason that WX potential Y and the wave Y can finish on an 886 taken from your X, right? So that is why when you use the 886, the moment you go into a sideways corrective structure, you don't want to pull the 886 anymore from pivots inside that corrective structure, right? You just want to take it from the origin. So the only 886 that was very relevant was the first one from the high to the low. That's because this move corrective, this move higher probability corrective, double zigzag, a very nice one actually, which then leads you to the problem that taking an 886 here can end a wave Y, because a wave Y does not have to take the low of W. So this 886 is not one that I use. And an 886 from this low here to the high, right? The only thing you will know with that, right? So if price hits the 886 here at 66.4K, which is one that you can pull, but the only thing you know is that this is then a low probability, right? Wave 1, and this is a low probability wave 2. Now again, it doesn't necessarily mean because of the pivot you take, it doesn't mean you have to, or the probabilities are a lot higher to take this low. It's just probabilities low, this is 1, 2. Because your alternative is that you just get a bigger corrective structure for your, for example, wave 4 in a diagonal. Of course, it's interesting, but actually my only 886s that I would pull on the chart right now is from this high to the low and from this low to the high. That's the only two that I would put on my chart at the moment, and I would not do any higher time frame 886 or bigger 886s, I suppose. Sarah, welcome. Fib times look mellow for upside. Lowry, wait, congratulations. I don't see anyone say thank you, so it might be directed to me. In that case, thank you. I don't know. Rodney, welcome. Rip the blue name. Oh wait, this may be. Oh, that must have happened. Standard moderator. It must have happened yesterday when we had the problems with the live stream. So let me quickly just remove you. Yeah, and then add as a moderator, and then managing mod, and then save. Okay, now it should work again, right? QZ World, welcome everyone. Again, Trading Queen, thanks. Make sure to fill in the form. We'll get you sorted. I drew a fib time from the previous all-time high to the 50k low to the recent all-time high, and the 618 hits 9:45 a.m. EST. Does it mean anything? Not from an Elliott wave point of view in this case. It can be maybe fib time confluence, but taking a fib time from this high to the 15k low, which one was lower again? I forgot. 15.5, right? Is not related to this move down. So this correction is related to this move up. So you're comparing the move up with then the corrective structure to the downside. You're comparing the move up with the corrective structure to the downside. This one, as like it's so from from an Elliott wave point of view, it's not relevant, but it's still it's an interesting pool, right? The pivots have been very important pivots on the chart, and keeping an eye on a 618 and a 121 and a 1.618 can give you extra confluence, right? So it's absolutely useful, but not from an Elliott wave perspective. So I won't use it in my Elliott waves, but you can use it as an additional confluence, right? To trade. Of course, it's a very high time frame, FIB time, but yeah, might be useful depending on your plan, your strategy. Yeah. 12K of the expected 180K volatility incoming is what we like to see. 50 minute looks impulsive or corrective on the bounce. At the moment, it's a three-wave structure. So actually on the 15, you can do the exact same as you do on the 1 hour. Is you take a fib. This would then need to be your 1. This is your 2, and then you need to pull a fib. So there's your invalidation. I mean, actually, this is your invalidation. So the high of your 1, so bullish 1, 2, and then you look for a 3, 4, 5. No. And then as you get a 5-wave structure, you get you look for a retracement and another move up. That's interesting. If price moves down and hits the high of your 1, then wave 4 is invalidated. Locally. Yeah, you're blue again. Welcome back, maybe a band-aid. Greetings, Matthias from Argentina. I wish you a good November as well. Thanks for popping in. I saw your comments, by the way, on YouTube, but I because of my family being here now, I struggle a bit to reply to all the comments. Luckily, Jeroen also has access to the comments, so sometimes he can reply as well whenever someone just says thank you, or But if there's more like questions and stuff, then so first of all, I'm still the main replier, just so you know. And I've seen your comments, but I still need some time to tap on my keyboard and write you an answer. Can we look? Where was the question? Can we look one more high if yesterday low holds? I mean, of course, the answer would be yes, because if this low would hold, right, then you're actually saying we go up. No, that's so very taking the sentence very literally. The answer would be yes. Now, probabilities for price to move up and take out the high increase if you hit 71.3K. Now, let me keep this on the chart. Do you go up in a straight line? No, not necessarily, right? But then the probabilities increase. This is a zigzag structure down, increasing probabilities because it's a three-wave move, increasing probabilities to take out the high. But that's your most bullish scenario is a finished zigzag and then continue, right? Your bearish scenario would be a double zigzag, WXY. Depends on the move up here, because you want this move up to be an impulse. So what you're looking for locally on the 15 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you get a 5-wave structure, you look for a 3-wave retracement and another 5-wave. Currently, you take a fib from the higher low here to the current high. 69.5 is your invalidation, and as mentioned, the 1 as well actually. So 69.6 would at the moment be an invalidation for an impulse up on the 15. And this is an invalidation for an impulse down on the 1 hour. So those are currently interesting levels, as they will give us interesting information. On my way home, Jan Noordling, finally catch the live stream. Welcome again, Jan. Did you make use of the Discord notification? Did you turn it on? For people that don't know, if you go to the Reaction Rolls channel, 1 second here, let me show you. So YouTube does not always serve you notifications, right? It's just, I don't know, it's YouTube. But what you can do is, if you sometimes struggle to see a video when it's posted or catch a live stream, just make sure you press this purple button here in the reaction roles channel in Discord, link in the description for Discord. And then you automatically get a notifications if you have Discord notifications turned on. And then in the Koen's content channel, I always write @team. So I always tag all of you whenever I post something content related. And this will always get you a notification if you turn them on from Discord. So you'll at least I'm there. Cheers, maybe a band-aid. Thomas, welcome. Good to have you here. Beerabit, what's up, man? Beerabit, Mr. Beerabit. Beerabit, by the way, make sure to have a chat with Yaniv in Discord. You write his name like this. He tried reaching out to you, I believe, as well. This is his Discord name. You can just tag him in Discord, and you might want to chat with him, because I know Yaniv actually likes to have a chat with you. If we hit the 618 in 1 hour, do we need an impulse move up to take all-time high for the bullish scenario? Yes, you need a 15-minute impulse minimum. So if this becomes an impulse, you look for correction, continuation. Now, of course, this can still be an A, B, C, which is bearish, and then you go down. But it gives you the opportunity for continuation in a wave 3. And that is something we will see then when we get that second move to the upside. We will be able to identify if we get the 3 or the C. But at the moment, of course, you first need to wait for a more local wave 4 here, and then a 5. Marijn, welcome. J Boys, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. Good to have you here again, man. I'm not sure why people are. Did I do something? Congrats. Is it someone else's birthday here? Is something? Am I missing something? Thank you. I'm clueless. What's the probability the price gets to 65k in a wave 5 down? It would be a little deep. The 67.3k level, however, is interesting. Now, if this is wave 4, let me do a little check here for you. All right, so we are currently at the 382 for a wave 4, which is fine. So we can take a fib from, for the sake of clarity, let me show you what I'm doing. So if you're looking for this, right, you take a fib from the low of your 3 to the current high, right, wherever the high of your 4 is, and then common target is between the 1.236 and the 1.618. Then you take a trend-based fib from the end of 2, end of 3, high of 4, which currently is this high here. Toggle on the 0.618. All right. And then we also have the 1-to-1 of wave 1 compared to 4. And then this is your common target area. Now, of course, looking at the move to the downside, right? So once you move down, if you take this low again, you're going to be looking for a 5. The question is this the blue count, or, and we will know that again, or are you going to be looking, because the thing is, below this low here, I don't really have a lot going on, and the weekly naked point of control is interesting support. So there's still, of course, the potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And the reason it has potential is because your move down here so far had a few ranges, but they're shorter than wave 2 in time, which lowers the probabilities that this is a wave 4 matching this wave 2. In other words, we can still be looking for 2 more drops. But to keep it simple, especially from a content perspective, right? I just say this, 1, 2, 3, you look for 3 and then a 4, and then still another low in 5, right? And the moment you take out this low, then your bullish scenario is a finished 5-wave structure, and your bearish scenario is looking for another 4-5. But it doesn't really, from a content perspective, it doesn't change the price action. You're looking for the low. So it's easier for me to keep it simple for more people to follow what's going on, I suppose. Are we still in wave 5? The low of wave 4 wicked into the top of wave 1. No. Sorry, I had to think. No. So we gave up on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when price was moving to the downside here. That's when you also broke the base channel. Right, you broke the base channel here as well. So no, you're not looking for a 4. So you're looking for a finished structure. What's up, Mark? How you doing? Well, by the way, makes me think. Yeah. Yo, members, we got news for you. You have some new emotes over here. Koen's happy, Koen's disgusted, Koen's angry, Koen's wait, let me wait, did I send it? Did I send it or did I send it? Carlos Sainz. There you go. We got you a few new things here, guys. So besides the of course just the logos here, you can now also use the emotes. Thanks to Jeroen. Jeroen is the one that designed the emotes here. These ones. So they're also in Discord. Some of the old emotes in Discord, we actually want to bring them back. We added these, but then we accidentally, or actually, I mean, the plan was for these, of course, to be active, and then some of the old ones had to be removed. And initially our idea was, we just remove all of the old ones, we get the new ones. And then the moment we did that, we were like, oh, but wait, some of the old ones, I think 2 or 3 of the old ones were actually used regularly. So we need to get them back. But we will get Adam to check that. And if not, then not, we have new emotes nonetheless. Greg from Boston. What's up, Greg? Welcome. Click like thing. Thanks, Dawa Nirmal. Welcome. Muguez B. Thanks, B. I don't know why we got the congrats, but cheers, guys. I got a surprise membership email. That's correct. You got gifted. Do you use maybe a Band-Aid? Thanks again for another gift, man. Bad RNG. No. Hey, Simeon Rangelov, Sentinel. Make sure to fill in the form. Right, select gifted bronze, and we will get you sorted. Thanks, maybe a Band-Aid, man. Do you use log settings on your fibs? All my fibs are always on log. The reason is that it saves me a lot of time to switch between, toggle this on and off all the time. And besides, if my chart is on linear, which it currently is because logarithmic is turned off, you can see that this is also turned off. And even if log would be active, right, on a linear chart locally, the difference between log and linear is so small that it is not worth my time to switch between log and linear in every fib I pull whenever I go to a log chart or a linear chart. So in order to save time, because of the absolute minimal differences and the great respect anyway, the fibs are very well respected. Having that box checked even on a linear scale where it's turned off because it's not log. Everything works. So yeah, I have all my fibs are always on quote unquote log, but on a linear scale the log is off. It just means that when you go to log, you don't have to check that box all the time. Hope Laklan is okay. Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing yet because I came home and I immediately had to set up the live stream. but I saw a message. Yes, so yeah, I'll write to him in a little bit. Yeah. Wait, really? I didn't know. New in the channel, but not new on Elliott Waves. Welcome, Mariano. I really enjoy the way you explain, and in a couple of days watching your videos, I understand in a new way Elliott Wave concepts. I'll become a member soon. Welcome, first of all, Mariano. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching the content, enjoying the content, and also thanks for writing a message. I love the engagement. I love being live and chatting to you all. So I really appreciate you being here and writing a message during the stream. And yeah, no pressure, right? If you want to become a member, they're there, right? We have the bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and yeah, if you want to support the channel in one way or another, different possibilities. But I appreciate you guys, or you already being subbed and watching the content. That's most important to me, right? Being able to inform, educate, help with the videos that I make. So thanks, Mariano. Thanks for being here. How much experience do you have in Elliott Waves? As Elliott Waves is not new to you, so it makes me curious. Oh, the new. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, that might be a good one. So yeah, I just want to formally introduce Lachlan at a later stage, after the test week that we have, like the trial week. But I love his work. So yeah, like if it's on me, then just ship him in, get him in the team, and he is excited. And yeah, then I think like next week we will introduce the new team member, which is like then an editor to do focus on shorts, focus on some social media management with different channels as well, like TikTok, Instagram, and other stuff. But we'll work towards that, and then also long form content, but then not only updates, but also other type of videos where they call it talking head. So where I talk to the camera and I talk about other things trading related. So not just Elliott Wave analysis. It's almost like parts of the chatting and Q&A, which I would then explain in a separate individual video. So like how-to videos, or why this or that, or explanation videos, or educational videos, or so those type of content. It might mean that maybe on some days, instead of 3 updates, it will be 2 updates, because I then record a, like a talking head video, basically. So yeah, we're working on stuff, especially for 2025 as well. What is the target now short term for Bitcoin? Please make sure to check out the analysis done as well. Short term target. If this becomes a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, look for 4 and a 5, right? Then you look for a 3-wave retracement and another move up. So then your target is going to be higher, quite simply. If price hits 71.3K, probabilities increase to take the high. Doesn't have to go in a straight line. You can still have a WXY. I explained this in the analysis, so that's why I don't want to go in depth again, because most people already heard it. So yeah, hit 71.3K, probabilities increase to take the high. Bearish scenario would be a double zigzag or an extended sideways corrective structure. More locally on the 15, right here, you're also looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Invalidation is 69.6K, right? And that if you do get a 5-wave structure, you're looking for a 3-wave correction and another move up. And this is then either an ABC and you go down, or you look for continuation. Right. Now the weekend is coming up. The weekend is famous for its sideways corrective structures. So the probabilities generally are higher for the weekend to, be sideways and not impulsive. So if you do get any moves, then let it be today and preferably not in the weekend. It's just not as common, right? So like last weekend at least had a bump up here on Sunday. Well, like we had a long range on Saturday. Nothing happened on Saturday, and on Sunday we moved up a bit. But generally, most commonly in weekends, you tend to go very sideways. So and everything else, is explained in the analysis. Gezellige collega's. Is daily diagonal scenario invalidated in log 2? No, the log target is invalidation is like 74k. So the non-log diagonal is that the current high here at 73 is a wave 3, and you're looking for a 4 and a 5, right? So that is your non-log diagonal. Holy moly. So. And then your target is this area for your wave 4, so at least 65k. If you look for a diagonal. And of course on log, 1, 2, and then you need 3, 4, and 5. But if this is, you want to finish 5 here, 1, 2, 3, you need to have a finish structure in that case. Unless, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I don't know, it's that. No, and also honestly, using log here on a daily time frame where price has only pumped 47% that's not log chart worthy for me. So I like, even though but on log we didn't hit wave 5, didn't hit the invalidation. To me, it's not a relevant time frame in this or relevant chart on that daily time frame, because the price movement has not been hundreds of percent. So it's, I don't look at that. I don't look at that diagonal there. 1 year, okay, 1 year in already. That's nice. That's nice. Elliott waves takes a long time to learn, and it's nice to hear you've been at it at a year as well. Shows dedication, right? Shows you really are really interested in learning Elliott waves and using it. For me, it took about 1.5, 2 years. 2 years. That's when I was very strong in what I did. What really helps, Mariano, I'm not sure if you've already done it, is to put all of your targets for counts and patterns and whatnot, put it in your fibs and your trend-based fibs. This will really help the process of getting, just like you have to remember less. So you instead of trying to remember the targets, which eventually you will, but you can focus on other stuff. That is nice. And also in the description, I have a couple of sources, also a public website that I used myself when I was studying. That is very useful with more targets and stuff. But I will absolutely introduce Lachlan the moment he becomes an official team member, which then would be next week. So and that is when I really want to introduce him formally to everyone. So Lauren Zabea, welcome. Makes sense to go sideways if this is a wave 4 compared to wave 2 up to Sunday. Let's see if we take okay, so that would be too short. So preferably you would take the low. But then compared to this one, this easily, So of course you can move into 4545 price action. So preferably before Sunday you would take the low. If you look for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, grab the low and then reverse in a three-wave structure back up. based on what you said. If you're favoring a bullish scenario, what is the exact scenario movement you would like to see on the chart? Well, for starters, if we are bullish, I want to see 71.3 hit. Now, because the weekend is approaching and it's already 2:30 p.m. Central European time, markets are not going to be open for, yeah, okay, they're open for another, like, what, 8 hours? But for the bulls, having this as a three-wave structure, hit 71.3 would be one. But then, because it's weekend, probability is higher to range. And ranging for 2 days is quite long. So if price would move up to 71.3 and then start ranging. So in other words, if before the weekend we are not like significantly up here, probabilities for me are higher. Even if you hit 71.3, you're going to move in a bigger three-wave structure. Right? If you move into the weekend without being all the way up here or even taking the high. And yeah, so I guess it answers the question. I'm looking at zigzag. Holy moly, 71.3, okay. 71.3. 71 zag. So okay, zigzag down, a zigzag up. Yeah, I have zigzag 71. Oh, you mean 5, 3, 5. I mean, I have no idea. You gotta explain this differently. Too much thinking. You've inspired me to start learning Elliott waves, and it has become such a useful tool. I'm happy to hear that, man. Like, Elliott waves is great. It's great. It's an amazing tool. It's super useful. In my opinion, one of the best out there. But it takes a long time to learn. So it's a very, very high barrier of entry, and that's what I guess makes most people not study Elliott waves in detail. Instead, be happy to chill here and I do the analysis for you. But having at least a basic understanding will help to follow some of the content, of course, even though I try to explain it in as easy as I can. But you always have terminology you need to use, like an impulse. It's just the way it is. But I try to explain it as easy as I can. And if you don't really get it, make sure on my YouTube channel, on the homepage, the first playlist is the beginner's guide. Everything you need to know about Elliott waves is in that playlist. So I very much recommend that playlist. But Arthur, happy to hear, man. Happy to hear. I love seeing people getting into Elliott waves, learning Elliott waves, and then being able to read the chart like a book. That's how I always that from the very beginning, that's how I said it to myself, is Elliott waves gives me the opportunity to read price action. Instead of having the feeling that it is random, I have the feeling that I can expect what's coming. It gives me a bias that is based on analysis. It's like I can read it. I see what's happening, and that is really, really useful. It takes time to learn, but it's super useful in trading. Hi Koens, can you share us the link where you see the USA news? Yes. Your English is not that good. This is a good sentence though. Welcome, Mibben. I think it's in the description actually, but I am not. Oh wait. No, yeah, this is the one I have. Yeah, that's the one I use. Could this not be a first zigzag complete of a larger zigzag? In that case, you would be talking about a double zigzag, and the answer to that would be yes, depending on the move to the upside, which then has to be corrective. And preferably you do not touch. So if this is a zigzag down, right? then you don't want to see price touch, the 0, where is it? 0 dot, there we go. The 0.7. So you need a corrective structure up, preferably doesn't touch the 0.7, as that really lowers probabilities for a double zigzag. And if that happens, yes, then you can be looking for a potential double zigzag, right? That's going to be one of your scenarios. If you get a corrective structure to the upside here, of course, you also still have a sideways double combo, right? You have the potential for triangles as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it without hitting the 0.7. I'm actually quickly gonna WhatsApp my wife here. Chatting. Just want to know how late my wife comes home with my brother and his girlfriend. Okay, they're here in like about 10 minutes. Cool. In modern markets, incorporating the influence of automated trading and liquidity events require adapting traditional Elliott wave approach to factor in potential algorithmic distortions. I guess everyone has their mindset and opinion in a way. So Elliott waves back in the day, they didn't have the advanced technology we have today. But Elliott waves in the past compared to today is still very much using the traditional rules, traditional guidelines, and you know, nothing changed, even though the world has changed. So far, I have no problems with AI and algorithms and other like bots and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Is it fully automated? Well, in a way, yes. Is it programmed by people? Also, yes. You know, and eventually, of course, it will program itself AI-wise, like, or at least learn. But yeah, times like Elliott waves is of course already decades old. I like, when did it start? Like the 60s or something? Let me chat GPT this. When, I forgot. It's in the book, but when did Elliott waves start / was invented? That's a nice sentence. Even in the 1930s. Elliott wave theory was developed in the 1930s, and the work later gained popularity when Frost and Prechter wrote the book in 1978. Now, in all that time, we still use Elliott waves according to the rules and the guidelines as per Mr. Prechter, or Elliott, 1930, right? And of course, the book of Mr. Prechter. So, yeah. Wow, almost 100 years. Jeez, I had no idea. 6 years. We're gonna have an Elliott wave party in 6 years. We'll invite Robert Prechter as well. Yeah, want to come to our party? We're celebrating the 100-year existence. Probably he has better things to do. Maybe Elliott Wave International is gonna organize a party. We should attend. Mibban, pleasure. Hi, did you sort out what happened yesterday live? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. I first of all, I have no idea how I had two chats, one good and one full of the trolls and stuff. I have a feeling that so what happens is in my preparation, so I planned the stream on YouTube, right? Wait, let me actually put this on the chart. Looks impulsive at the moment, no? There we go. Bit of volume increasing as well. Nice. So, where was I? So yeah, so behind the screens, right? I prepare the thumbnails and stuff, and then in my Streamlabs, I click on Start Live, and then on YouTube, I have to click on Go Live again, right? So it's like I go live on Streamlabs OBS, the signal goes to YouTube, and then in YouTube, I click on Go Live again. And I think that is where something went wrong, where I was already live on OBS, but maybe I don't know what I did, I forgot, but maybe I refreshed the YouTube page or whatever, and then when I clicked, maybe it like YouTube registered like, even though I clicked Start Live on one page, it may be because of the refresh confused the system, because now my Streamlabs OBS signal was maybe directed to 2 pages, and then my click was accepted by 2 pages and then 2 live. I don't know. That's at least the theory. I have no clue, honestly, but that's the thought that I have behind it. And yeah, I'm happy that today it's sorted again. So yeah. Bitcoin Temple. Sounds Dutch here, Temple, the way it's written. I am overwhelmed with a 3-wave, looking of a potential wave 1. I'm overwhelmed with 3-wave. You mean the amount of 3 waves on the daily? Also locally, of course. Lots of 3 waves. Seems like we're pushing for the 618. That's correct. I'm not doubting. I love the theory, of course, but what I mean is it can sometimes drive price beyond typical wave targets. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, especially wave Cs, tend to have a tendency to extend to, for example, a 1.618 or beyond. I think a great example was the 3rd of January this year, which was my most insane live stream attendance ever. There were 500 people watching during this move here. This is a wave C, by the way. You had A, B, and this wave C went to the 3.618, which is very deep for a wave C. But sometimes that happens. And also, in the Elliott wave book, it's known that wave Cs, of course, tend to be similar to your A in time and price, right? But have the opportunity to extend. But that was very deep. It's very rare to get a wave C that goes to a 3.618. You're going to be thinking about a wave 3 first, compared to a wave C when that happens. But yeah, I've not really encountered any difficulties. Price action remains, once your Elliott wave level goes up, remains very well counted, or it's still good to count, easy to count, quote unquote. Pick your battles, right? If on a certain time frame you don't really know what's going on, just go up in a time frame or go down, but usually you go up, and just wait for more clarity. You want to go to the time frames where you know what's going on, where you have the clarity, and use these in your trading. And the time frames that are not clear, you'll remove these. But yeah, Carl, I mean, some moves can be very, very tricky, like the 3rd of January this year. It's just the one that I remember. Looks like impulsive. Yeah, volume increasing as well on the 50-minute. So that would be correct, Chris. I think that Elliott wave will be around for the long haul. The psychology of the way people do their stop loss and active FOMO is always going on. Yeah, of course, basically the thing is, a big group of people unrelated to generations always react in a similar way. It's the psychology. Elliott waves is also related to psychology. And even though you do have automated systems, which behind those systems are people, again, that code those things and, control the things. We'll see where it goes in the future, but at the moment, that's pretty much the case. And of course, you have the retail market, which is incredibly big, with people like you and I that are home and do it manually. As long as the group is big enough, which it has been for many, many, many decades as well, the psychology is similar. What's up, Rodney? How you doing? Temple is German. Okay, I see. If you look at the current structure in M5, the wave 1, 68.8, looks like a 3-wave structure. Oh, I see. Oh, you mean this first move up? Yeah, that's very low time frame. I mean, on a 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential here for a diagonal. 2 red candles can be your 2 and 4 in that case. 3-wave structure down. Potential, of course, for an impulse, but instead of going too much, so I pick my battles as well with the 15-minute. I know what I'm looking for in the 15. Right, so now I guess the 618 might actually, yeah, the 6. So this is now your invalidation. Let's see. So what you're waiting for on a 15. Let's see. Yeah, so there's no confirmation, invalidation, and whatever yet on a 15-minute. We're just moving up. We have a bit of a volume spike here, which is interesting after this range, though. Interesting indeed, but. Can this be a 4? If this is a 1, a 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, that would need to be some sort of a running. Preferably, you would still see a bigger 4. No, if you look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the moment, I'd still be looking for 618 being an invalidation of a 4. Also, volume increasing, by the way. So you want this to be a wave 3. Yeah. So you're always still looking for a 4 and a 5, right? In a if you look for a single impulse, meaning a 1, 2, and then a 3, 4, 5. So basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to pull the 618 from this low here at 69 to wherever the high is going to be. If price moves down, invalidates an impulse. And the fib time taken from this high to this low to wherever the high is going to be, that would be, you preferably have a wave 4 end around the 1-to-1 or after the 1-to-1. So you look for a bit of a bigger range. And of course, your alternative would be 1, 2, 1, 2, and you start a 3. But in that case, we would then we would look for a bit higher. Rocket coming. What's up, David? Welcome. Yeah, if it wants to move, let it be it before the weekend hits. Bitcoin dominance as a director, can you analyze that? I think we are in wave A of a larger ABC. Not at the moment, because I actually have to go. Because my wife will be here soon with my brother and girlfriend, and then it's prep and out, because we go to Monaco. So I don't really have time to look at other structures, because I have to wrap things up. So next one. Do you think the multi 1-2 scenario has higher probability here? Depends on local price action. That's why we have the 618 on the chart. So the multi 1-2, right, is your look, a multi 1-2 has a high, like based on theory, multi 1-2s have a higher probability than a diagonal. So purely based on theory, yes. Now your wave 3 in a diagonal is very long. It's much longer than your 1. Now that's not an invalidation. It's also not great, like very common. But what I prefer to look for is keeping an eye on the 1 hour and just hit it. Hit 71.3K, right? Probabilities increase to take out this high. That's going to be the bias. And I don't really, like, depending on this move up, if this becomes 3 or if it becomes 5 or we just continue, it doesn't really matter. But the moment you hit 71.3, probabilities increase to take out the high. Your bullish scenario is a finished ABC continue. Bearish scenario becomes the potential for a double zigzag. Don't want to hit the 07. And then you alternatively are going to look for sideways WXY, triangles, those type of structures, which could get you to even below your multi 1-2 wave 2. But at the moment, we just focus on the 2 levels I have on my chart here, really. yeah, the YouTube short. No, I have to go as well, Jeroen. I can't stay. So the shorter 3 is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Cheers, Laurie. Teamwork makes the dream work. Exactly. Thanks, Jeroen. But I think a good question, Jeroen. I think it's fine. I have to wrap things up. She said 10 minutes ago that they're here. Gonna be here in 10 minutes, so that would be now. My door is closed, so... So I they might be sitting in the living room, but I might not be able to hear them. Pleasure, Asan. Pleasure. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah. And it's great, like Mark, maybe a Band-Aid, Odin, Adam, Jeroen, and now Lachlan, which I will introduce at a later stage, because it's not yet official. It's awesome, very much so. So great team. What about the study group? We didn't have a third meeting yet. We still need to discuss. We still need a follow-up meeting. So whenever I know more, I'll make sure to let you know for sure. Yeah. Welcome, Lucifer. Welcome. Okay, everyone. I can now hear the door as well. So I know they are here, which means that for me, it is time to go now. Do you have a course or something? Wait, it's public. I do have the memberships. So the memberships can be found on the YouTube channel. And gold is, the goal of gold is to help you shorten the learning curve of Elliott waves. Right, so that's the gold membership. So you'll be able to see what's in gold. You click on join, you get a video. I have to update the video, but gold is all about shortening the learning curve. There's a lot of content there and more stuff. But then here, this playlist is the public one, Elliott Waves Beginner's Guide, and this is where you can get all the all the information about Elliott Waves. And if you want more content and educational content and answering questions to me, then gold could be interesting for you. So yeah, I gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Knock indeed. They are here. Thanks everyone for being here. Bitcoin Temple, if you have more questions, just tag me somewhere on social media, and I will make sure to answer your question later. I have my phone with me, so I will get notifications and stuff on YouTube, and on Discord. I'll check later. So thanks everyone for being here. You know what we're looking for, right? And you know the probabilities, you know the scenarios. I will put the timestamps in the live stream. There won't be an update tonight because I will be with my family. My family came over here to the south of France. We will be in Monaco. I don't know when the next update will be. Generally the weekend I do all sorts of other stuff as well. And now of course my family is over. But I will keep you up to date. You will. I will plan a live stream whenever I know what's gonna be next. So thanks for being here. And I'm going to see you again at the next one.